Alright, so here we are back for the second video of Vtol VR. And the third attempt at recording, because I finally gave in to Microsoft Windows' relentless assault on, hey, do you want to upgrade? Do you want to upgrade? Here's a pop-up. Do you want to upgrade? Here's another pop-up. Constantly interrupting video recordings, and I finally said screw it. And when I did that, for whatever reason, it reset all of my sound settings in Bandicam and my Steam VR. Really frustrating. Got the first one, there was no sound. Second one, there was no sound, but you could at least hear me. Now I've got it set up, so very frustrating. All right, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do the second part of the island campaign. We've done this. No, I'm sorry, we have not done this. Go back. We did the training mission. We did the takeoff, landing, all this. This one I'm going to skip, the autopilot assisted vertical takeoff, hovering flight, and vertical landing, because I'm going to be doing this whenever we start this video in the actual mission. I'm going to do all the vertical takeoff stuff, and I'll just explain it there. And the other part of the training, you have combat training, which is, I'm sorry, not combat, the manual vertical takeoff, and that's very hard. So I'm going to do the autopilot assisted takeoff just to make life easier. So we'll just go ahead and we'll start the main mission. Do this. I'll give you 3 seconds to read each screen, each mission preparation. So go ahead and pause now if you want to read these. All right, let's start it. This is a pretty simple mission. This one doesn't involve combat. The next one's going to involve combat. And I have a feeling it's going to take a while for me to... Shit. I have a feeling it's going to take a while.
Some soldiers need to arrive to the SAM site on the other side of the island. Open your doors to let them in and fly them to their objective waypoint. Command out.
Alright, get in, guys. Yeah, it might take a few recordings to get the combat down, because I get shot down every single time. I have managed to dodge a few missiles at least. Go ahead and fire everything up here. Take your time, fellas. Take your time. Just get a little bit of music. I need to work more on my targeting as well. Everybody in? 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys are in. Auxiliary power on. Come on. Up, 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 up. Okay. Engine. RPMs go up. Wait for them both to come back down. Shut the auxiliary power off. Just a little pressure there. Tilt. You remember? 90 degrees. 90 degrees allows me to hover. I will use the autopilot for my altitude to make sure I stay level. When you do the assisted vertical takeoff, the autopilot, it goes fairly slow. Steady, but slow. When you do it without it, man, you're just like... You're kind of all over the place. RPMs are down. Little loud. Okay, door closed. Don't need to brake. Everything else on. Let's do it. Adjust here. Up we go. Oh, hover, altitude. Sorry, do that first, always. And you see, this keeps a nice, level craft. See over here, that's steady incline. Eventually I will get to the point where I don't need the autopilot. And I'll do that when I'm not recording for the sake of the video. Because I can't imagine it'd be much fun watching me learn as it is seeing the game in a, I don't know, I guess a smooth, seeing the game played smoothly. Words are hard. Let's go back this way. You see our objective is behind us. All right, we're about almost 400 meters. Go ahead and take the tilt down. Autopilot's off. And pay attention to the reticle down there. The reticle will always tell you where your plane's going to end up. So when you're flying forward,
Landing gear.
So when you're flying forward and you saw how the plane wanted to go one direction and I felt the need to tilt down. Whoops. I felt the need to tilt down when really I needed to keep going up. It was just a momentary thing that the plane did. So don't be deceived by that. So we're going to fly these guys to the other side of the island because they're too lazy to drive. And we're going to use millions of the taxpayers' money to take them what's probably, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 miles. It's all right, though. Nice and smooth. Aim my reticle down. Feeling a little disoriented today. I think for the combat, what I'll do is I'll go buy a 12-pack of beer and drink and fly with you guys while we fight and murder people or fat cat politicians. How's that sound? Alright, so just over this hill is where I need to go. Oh, maybe a little bit over here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my tilt up. See, that's doing its thing, so we'll go ahead and do the autopilot. And there's my waypoint. We're going to let this settle, so let's go ahead and brake. And we'll go ahead and start a descent. You can see down there is the landing pad. I'm going to do this one from my perspective, and once we get down to once we get to the next part, I'll give you guys a different angle. Now, whenever I do this, I'll grab the joystick and I'll adjust however I need to adjust, and you'll see me let go for it to stop, and I'll pump the brake. Now, this seems super slow, and again, when you're not using the autopilot, it descends much quicker. There, you can see we have a nice steady descent. But we're just going to take it nice and slow. We want a smooth landing, and I want practice on landing on the actual landing pad. I've done it several times, but it's not consistent. So, again, I let go, I pump the brake, so I don't go too far. Because that's one trap that you can easily get into whenever doing this is you want to get there quicker and you want to see the results. You want to go like this instead of going like this. Just remember, you're moving forward, and you want to be a little bit more patient when you're flying these things than most people typically want. You have to be more patient when flying one of these things than most people typically want to be. So, I mean, here I know I'm going backwards a bit. You can barely see it, at least from my perspective. See, right there. Boom. And I'm still descending. I'm not quite sure if there is an angle to where I could actually, you know what? Oh, we don't need that. So, grab this. I'm using the thumb pad to do this. Well, that's touching. Come on.
Landing gear.
Shut up. Alright, so that's my target. I'm not quite sure how to really utilize the targeting system here. Oh, easy does it. There we go, that's why. Go back this way. Come on. Bring it back. Here, we'll just twist. Let go. Break. Alright. Twist a little bit more. Whenever I feel like I go too far, like whenever I whip it around like this, that's when I let go. Because I still lose impulses. Just gradually do this. Throttle down. I know this is kind of agonizing, probably. Alright, see I went too far there? I'm pumping my brake, Being a little impatient. Slowly. Back. Okay. This whole time I'm sort of pumping my brake because I've got the throttle all the way down. I'm going to raise my throttle once I start getting closer to the ground to slow my descent. And you see I'm kind of tilted this way. Oh, easy does it. Oh, whoa. Raise up, raise up. Get over. Pump the brake, pump the brake. Back it up, pump the brake. You know, it's not beautiful, but I'm getting closer and closer each time to getting exactly where I want to land. All right. Slow the landing. You can see I'm constantly just adjusting. On the pad. You're not bad. The hell out of my plane.
Good job with the transport. And we got a report that Navy 42 went down over the small island to the south. We're not sure what hit him, so meet up with the fighter wing and let him escort you to the crash site. Your objectives have been updated. Out.
Back off. Now, why is it not working? I've been having to go like this. Come back, look at my objectives, go home, navigate, objectives. I don't know if there's like some ninja update that messed with that. Usually after you finish one objective, you can just hit objective and it go immediately to the next one. Not wanting to do that for some reason. I want to get well above the buildings before I take off, just in case I stall. And after I get the campaign completed on this, I might end up doing some free flying and free flying combat targeting. Depending on how I feel, because I still want to record a couple more VR games. One of them is a boxing game called Knockout League. Pretty fun.
Autopilot off.
Okay. Alright, see that? Reticle's up. Plane's wanting to go down. There we go.
Gear.
Solid. Let's get some altitude. And that plane over there, that is the tanker. If I want to refuel in the air, which I am awful at doing. I'm even worse at that than I am at landing on the carrier. I have not been able to do either one yet. Alright, try to keep this level. Fighter jets are veering over to the right. A bit more to the right. The thing about this plane, for combat purposes, it's not very maneuverable. You can't make real sharp turns like these other fighter planes can. I don't know. The only real planes that I know are F-18, so we're just going to pretend that's what they are, even if they're not. Feel free to correct me in the comments. But I won't lie, I'll probably ignore the comment and be like, yeah, okay. Sure. That's not true. I usually don't ignore comments. What flight path have these guys taken? We should see them any minute now. They're about 6 kilometers out. There they are. Talk to me, Goose.
Pilot, this is Victor 1-1. Storming up on you. Jameson left to catch up and you lead the way. We've updated your objective and waypoint. Go ahead at 185 to the crash site. Command out.
Now see, when the eclipse happened, this was Donald Trump's view while looking at the eclipse. This was every intelligent human being in the world's view. Just saying. That's our president. All right, so we got to pick these guys up. Well, technically it's investigating the crash site, but I know we're gonna have to pick up some survivors here and take them to the hospital. So since we're gonna do a landing, I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit lower here to make the landing a little bit quicker. You see right there that reticle is pointing at the ocean. If I just kept going straight, plunk. You could do a regular landing on this island, but it's very hilly. I wouldn't suggest it. If I hit my navigation, that would line me up directly with this, but it would also take me up to over 1,000 feet in the air, or I'm sorry, 1,000 meters. I guess I could change this to miles to win.
Tally 2 targets close. Looks like the transport was taken out by drones. Command them and clear the way for you. Out.
Roger that. I'm gonna go ahead and start slowing down here.
Engaging targets.
Get 'em, boys.
Fox 3.
Looks like they shot down one of the drones over there, or possibly one of the drones got one of the planes. Grab these these guys. All right, fellas, get in. Somebody go pick up that straggler back there. Let's move it, move it, move it. All right, we got all three. Closing the doors. Here we go. Easy enough. I'll take these guys to the hospital. We have to do a roof landing here. So we'll drop these guys off. Check your objectives. Well, objective, drop them off at the hospital. Oh, let's not fly into the ocean. And after we're going to have to do a vertical landing here as well. We don't need the target. Go ahead and start slowing down here. Line up with the hospital. Tilt up.
Landing gear.
Slow it down a bit. Okay. On a target. Almost right above it, so go ahead. We're slightly moving forward, so go ahead, give our throttle all the way down. The target's slightly off, ignore that. I feel like I have time at the moment to fix it or adjust it. Okay. Go forward, brake, pump that air brake, lift up, down. Pull up on the throttle, take a lift, and down we go. That was a really good one. Everybody out. And we return to airbase. Objective, return to airbase. So I'm going to take off and I'm going to go out this way, swoop around, and we're going to do a regular landing on this. Because I need a little bit more practice on lining up straight with the airstrip. For not only the airstrip, but more importantly, the carrier. The carrier is not... Man, that's hard. That's really hard.
Autopilot off.
All right.
Landing gear.
You can see out there that I don't know if that was one of the drones that got shot down or if that was one of the pilots. See, we've seen 2 crashes. And the recording I did yesterday that only recorded my voice and not the sound of the game, one of the pilots crashed on their landing back at the airbase. So apparently the AI they're not the best of pilots. And there is something so peaceful about this. A little less so with the combat, but still peaceful. Drop a little bit. We're going to turn. I'm going to fly into the ocean. Slow it down. All right. Yeah, there's 2 pilots up there. So I think one of ours might have gotten shot down. All right, so landing gear down. We're going to put the flaps down, which is going to help slow us down.
Oh, landing gear.
Whoa.
Landing gear. Landing gear.
Yeah, oh shit, shut up.
Bingo, fuel.
Yeah, fuel's getting low. Spent a little too much time with those landings. Slow it down. As soon as I get closer, I'm going to pull the nose up a bit. Slow down to about 80 on the speed. Back. So the back wheels touch first. And throttle all the way down. And slowly bring the nose forward. All right, solid landing. Solid landing. That's how you do it. Mission complete. All right, that was by far the best one yet. So we'll go ahead and end this video here. Then in the next one, I'll go into the combat and hopefully not take too many tries to get that one recorded. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.